Hi guys, Veggie Gamer back, and as promised, quite a while ago, we're going to be checking out Arcane Bridging the Rift, guys. Very looking forward to this, guys. If you know my channel at all, you know how obsessed I am with Arcane. It's an absolute blooming treat, guys. Over the last few years, we've gotten into several new fan bases, League of Legends being one of them. Not that I played the game or anything. But quite frankly, when it comes to the things that I've covered on the channel, Arcane is up there with my favourite thing that I've covered. Guys, I just absolutely love it. If you check out other people's reactions to Arcane, very often you'll find me in the comment section saying, oh, this is really... I love watching people's reactions, guys, hence why I did my own. And watching people react to Arcane is so freaking fascinating, guys, because there is a huge spectrum of different takes and everything that people have. And so I always thoroughly enjoyed that. But yes, I promised it, guys. I promised that as soon as we're getting closer to Arcane Season 2, which is the final season, guys. I didn't even pick that up in my reaction, so thank you so much for pointing that out. I thought this would be the best time to actually finally get to Bridging the Rift, which I know is like a behind-the-scenes shenanigans about Arcane the series. When it comes to Arcane only being 2 seasons long, guys, I'm sad that it's not going to be longer, but I completely understand it, and I kind of agree with it when it comes to the storyline, because, quite frankly, things are coming to a head so much in Arcane at the end of Season 1. I'm not really sure how you could stretch out to be, like, multiple more seasons. Sure, granted, if they took Season 1 and did it a lot slower, they probably could have done, but would have had the same impact, though. I don't know, but either way, I love reading your thoughts on that, guys. Let me know your thoughts on the fact that it's going to be 2 seasons rather than any more. And will we be getting other storylines from elsewhere in the world of Runeterra next? Maybe a Lux storyline? I'll be up for that, guys. I feel like I know very, very little about Lux still, despite the fact she's appeared in many of the trailers. I feel that this might be our Piltover and Zorn storyline, Arcane, and so maybe next time we'll get one in a completely different environment. I'd certainly be up for that, guys. Or maybe that's it. This is the only season they're gonna do, the only series that they're gonna do. Hope not. Maybe, hopefully, at the end of Season 2, they'll tease something else. Either way, guys, let me know if there's anything else. Lord of the Rings. Every time. League of Legends that you want me to check out in the comments, guys. Obviously, we still have to get through a lot of the animatics and shorts and everything that we've been doing. Sorry that I've been so slow on those lately. But now, let's start this this journey through Bridging the Rift. I highly recommended this, guys. Cannot wait to check it out. Arcane, Bridging the Rift, Part 1. I only dream in risky. Have no idea what that means. If you haven't already, guys, let me know who your favourite Arcane character is, and also if you play League of Legends, who your favourite, or, you know, selection of your favourite, because I know not all of you have favourites, selection of your favourite champions, guys. Be fascinated to see that. Always fascinating to hear about new characters. Arcane, Bridging the Rift, Part 1, I Only Dream Risky. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I've no idea. Is that meant to be a quote? I've no idea. Some scenes contain flashing and strobing effect. Very exciting. I'm writing notes, by the way. That's why I look down sometimes. Oh, Riot Games. If there's anything else like League of Legends that's come out recently, guys, please let me know. Very good. Bit of Victor there. Bit of Victor. He's up there with my favourite characters, guys. I freaking love him, guys. I'm hoping he's okay, quite frankly. Now, what is that? Is that a person? Oh, it's Jinx!
Play these characters over and over and over.
That's amazing.
Hundreds, in some cases, thousands of hours people sit with these characters.
Vi?
I'm actually just messing around in the jungler right now.
Who are you playing?
Mordekaiser.
Mordekaiser?
Because he's heavy metal.
That's a new character, isn't it?
One map, you know, in this one environment.
For me.
And you start to wonder, like, where do they sleep?
Echo.
What do they eat?
That Mohican.
What is their normal life like?
Hey, Jinx!
You know, like, what kind of families would they have?
If I played League, I'd play Jinx all day, guys.
Was going to be the very first deep story expression.
First.
League of Legends.
First, guys.
There's
Christian!
enough video games where the audience asks for a movie or a show for years and years and years, and then make it, and then it sucks.
Yeah!
Stop asking.
Video game curse.
We were afraid of that.
Oh, powder.
We were like, if we make something that
Oh, cool.
isn't
Oh my
at
god,
least
it's
good,
cool.
then we're really, really harming the League IP.
Actually, that's so true. Loving seeing the behind the scenes animation, guys. Seriously, that's absolutely amazing. More of that, please. Are we going to have voice actors as well? Is that London then? No. That's not London. Where is Riot based? I have no idea.
Right now, obviously, you know, the phase is trying to wrap up season 1.
This is Echo was
About here.
just oh yeah, it was
Bold
Echo.
Echo!
Right, I forgot.
Hey! That
He will
might
be the worst kept secret of the show. Everyone will know it's
Well-
Echo when they see him with the mask on. I mean,
You think?
yeah, of course.
In the
I mean, I
trailers,
worked it
like,
out
several
pretty
videos,
soon.
People analyzing it, and
There
they're
already
like,
is-
"Oh, this
there's already
character
people that say that it's
is
Echo."
absolutely not Echo."
Well, but okay, the second they see that he has the pocket watch,
Ah, true,
everyone
yeah.
knows
What?
he's like the,
Yeah.
you know, the voice.
I didn't know about the
behind
pocket
him.
watch.
That's right.
Aha!
Very interesting.
Hey, how you do?
Yeah, going in, I didn't know
You
about
showed
any of these
me
characters, guys.
That we built like a special
Cat.
rig on Jinx. You can kind of control going her face from going looking more
yeah,
childish to like
yeah,
the adult.
yeah.
You have that somewhere?
Oh?
Yes.
Oh, yes, please!
So when we first got the first rig of
Ah, I
Jinx,
love the art.
The idea was to try to connect her somehow visually to what she was as a kid.
Mm.
Rounder face, bigger eyes.
Oh, cool!
sadder look. We didn't want the typical like crazy girl laughing around
Love it.
like the Joker and just making no sense. We really
I
wanted
agree.
to make her feel like deranged and emotionally affected by what she went through.
Yeah,
As a
exactly. Exactly, it's trauma, isn't it?
I think we were a little bit worried about.
Or they're
you
just
know, when we
mad.
get to the adult Jinx, that we just lose that like, I don't know, that beautiful
Girl.
little soul that just almost just tries to prove to her older sister like, hey, like I can do this, you know, like believe in me.
I love that, guys. Seeing the rigging for that is
I
amazing.
think we should never
Changing
work
between
on a project
younger and older.
that doesn't offer us something personal to explore.
More innocent.
I think for the story that we have, it's a story about family. It's a story about siblings that have a hard time forgiving each other. It's a world of technology kind of taking over and us feeling like we're losing control over it.
Politics.
I think those are just things that we as people
Oh,
think
yes.
about and care about. You know, I think we want to also ask some questions that we think should be asked without necessarily giving you the answer, but at least asking
Oh,
like,
Milo.
hey, does a person, you know, like Jinx deserve a second chance?
Hmm.
Can a
Fascinating.
monster ever be forgiven? I don't know.
So true. So
You can
true.
figure out like what is something that if you love it, a lot of people would love it. That's where you really should go hard, and I think that's what we tried with Arcane. You know.
Oh,
we'll see, but,
absolutely. As long as they're passionate for it.
I think it has potential.
Potential, my goodness, dude. It's got me obsessed with the IP and I've never even played it. Yeah, I should have said at the start, guys, I didn't know nothing about League. Apart from Riven, I'd heard of Riven before. I didn't know anything about League of Legends going into Arcane at all. But now, seriously, Powder's so much my favourite character, I would just play as Jinx in the game. Maybe a little bit of Camille as well, she's awesome.
How you doing, bud? The skinks. I've had them for 23 years now. I
Skinks!
got them when I was 15 and definitely old enough to make that kind of commitment.
Oh, wow, Alex.
The thing when you work on story is that just generally speaking, it never stops. I feel like
guy
I
must
just
be
have
pretty damn
voices
talented.
in my head that argue a lot, and every now and again, something they say makes sense, and then you write it down. And that's basically that's how the characters happen. These are
That's how the character. Hey, it's
obviously
Bebop.
League of Legends characters mostly. I was original creative.
Yasuo.
on, like Riven up there and Ari.
Riven,
and,
no way.
Let's see, Wukong, Nautilus, Lee Sin,
Novelist.
and then there's just I don't know. That guy I thought was cool.
Yasuo. Not Yasuold.
So I did go to school for writing. You know, I went out to LA. One of the things that I stumbled upon was a truly bare bones, desperate sounding Craigslist post for a video game startup.
Right.
My first and consistent reaction to that was this company has no chance.
Oh my goodness. Clash of Fates?
I started
That's
playing.
never heard that
Dota,
before.
And I found the job offering to work in customer support at Riot on Craigslist. Would you let me to be interviewed by Alex?
Yep. For the record.
Yeah, I think League was just really fun because it felt like there was kind of like the fingerprint of the people who made the game was so palpable when you played it because the characters were so quirky, they were so different.
So different, yeah.
People were just enjoying making these characters.
Early Champ concept meetings were so fun. We only had the one conference room, and it would just be everyone at the company who liked that, who was enthusiastic about it, just comes in. And
So yodel.
You'd show up with something, right?
that?
You'd be like, here's this sweet art that I found, or here's this idea that I just jotted down.
Who's that?
And we turn that into a champion.
Girl of a teddy bear. Is that
The reason
early
we
Jinx?
focused
That's
on
amazing.
Jinx was because, I don't know, Jinx just always had
So
this
cool.
spirit at the company. Katie
Yeah.
D'Souza did this, and it wasn't a sketch, it was like a full concept
Amazing.
of what she called psycho
Mr. Pew
arts.
Pew!
It was not so different, honestly, from what Jinx looks like right now. You know, the long pigtails and just kind
Yeah.
of like guns all over the place. I mean, everyone just fell in love with it immediately.
Very cool seeing the early concept, guys.
Wow,
Oh, let's see
Jinx.
Vi as well,
Were
please.
characters that Alex and I always
So another boy
really
looks
liked.
very different in League, right?
sis.
Compared to,
And
wow!
together.
Holy
The
yes!
different kind of teams. Alex was working with
It's a-
the characters themselves, like their creative, their voiceover lines with, you know,
Oh my
writers.
god, so cool.
Loser, always ready to cry.
And
Oh my god!
cinematic on Jinx. So on the, I want to try something fun right now. So fun should have some kind of spike up, you know.
Oh, that's
like the
get jinxed.
Screechy.
Okay, I'll try.
Yeah! Is she the voice actor as well? I actually did. Is that right? That's amazing. Okay, is the singer on that? How?
And,
Jinx's
you know,
voice
when
actor. I
Christian
didn't know
made
that.
Get Jinx,
If it was.
that was, you know, the most storytelling I think we'd seen in a video at that point.
Really? Wow, that's kind of crazy because there really isn't that much storytelling in it.
Started when Alex and I sat down together and were thinking what the devil we should be doing next.
Riot in general kind of struggled to put out like long-form narrative content.
You guys have told me about
The
that.
goal was to have deeper storytelling, right? To
Yeah.
not just do video game action.
It's like a restart, wasn't it? Oh, this is a new one. Me, Twist of Fate. I
or
haven't seen
as
this one.
we At the company,
Matt
tend to
Hardy
call
on it?
Fight porn. I don't know if we call it that anymore, but that's what it always was.
Yeah, we hadn't seen that one. We need to
I
check
just
that
always
out.
had this sense of obligation to the players. You know, it just felt like we created these characters and the players answered us by spending so much time with them and loving them, and it just
No
felt
idea who
like
that
they
was.
deserved
All
to
this.
have better stories.
Whenever Jinx
Ow.
kills someone, she actually gets kind of like amped up. If basically the promise is
It
like
would be nice to find some kind of thread, some sort of like emotional question.
Good as you did that and a half, dude. Oh, are we going to the studio? Awesome. Harry. Alright, dude. Show off. Is this who we're going to be interviewing? Alright, very impressive. Kind of hope he breaks his leg. I'm joking, I'm joking. Sorry, that was horrible. Jace? I know those eyebrows.
Le problème, c'est de finir après avec un shot final où t'as Rémi qui serait beaucoup trop à gauche et lui qui serait beaucoup trop à droite, quoi.
I'm dyslexic, guys, so I apologize if I'm not able to read everything.
He's the yes man of the company.
Oh, they're speaking English. Thank goodness.
Is this a good idea? Yes, it is. Can I do it? Yes, you can.
Ha, I like it. Always
We
confirmation.
do a mix of 2D and 3D
That's amazing.
because the 2D FX are done in 12 image by second, then and the animation it's 24 like all the movie. So you have a mix of style.
Oh wow, I didn't realize the
Each
frame rate
with,
was different.
dirty- yes.
C'est très bien. C'est les mains de mentir.
Speaks French.
Moi, je suis pas fan de la 3D pure et je trouve le style très intéressant, quoi. C'est plus organique.
I wish I was that talented to be able to paint like that, guys. I actually want to give painting another go, actually, but my goodness, the talent involved in those backgrounds.
Texturize something to look like a painting.
We paint.
Yeah, it's literally painting, yeah. That's how you do it. Oh my, I mean, look at this. I wish I could do this, guys. Also, I want to be able to paint miniatures as well, that'd be amazing.
So
I say
let's
I should just
you have
get a
like
set
a
and try.
character smoking a cigarette, instead of having like a 3D smoke being simulated by 3D tools, it's actually 2D drawn.
Yeah,
frame
absolutely,
by
of
frame.
course. Yeah,
And
looks incredible.
there's this almost cartoony effects.
Looks amazing. Such a cool mix of 2D and 3D. Ah, look at that.
In fact, I start to do this 2D mix and 3D since 20 years with music video.
Okay, there's a strobe effect.
For me, it's a new way to do animation. It's not anime, it's not
Oh,
full
yes.
CG,
So
it's
cool.
a mix of everything.
3D cat test. Oh my goodness. It's like Felix the Cat adverts.
Are you feeling good about season 1?
It's an interview right now.
It turned out alright. I can confirm that.
I met Arnaud in a party. Arnaud was doing fun, cool music video with no money.
Je faisais de l'animation, mais c'était tout le temps un peu expérimental.
Oh, that's cool.
Média, en stop motion,
That's
mais
very
souvent
awesome.
avec une grosse partie quand même live action.
That's a very cool mix of animation and real then.
Cheers.
That's Pascal a little bit.
How's what?
Nothing.
Maybe another day?
A little bit drunk, maybe. It's gonna be easier.
I met Pascal, he was the best guy for doing character in Paris.
It's so awesome that I didn't think we'd be visiting the Paris
dream was to make
studio. This is
comic
amazing.
books or work on, for Marvel and stuff like that. I like characters. I like.
Oh, that's
how you can
Gorillas,
bring
isn't it?
personality and bring story.
Hey.
I think back then I just found these tests that they would do where you go like, man, like this looks different. This doesn't look like the typical expensive Hollywood animation production. This just looks like, this looks very French.
I guess so.
I
mean,
he
this
liked
certainly
the
does.
Mood, because it was more adult, more lighting
Alright.
with flares and haze and something more like a live action movie.
Fortiche from the very beginning had this very unique approach to camera, making you feel like there's a person filming whatever's happening. There was an imperfection that could only be human in how it moved.
Oh, very cool. Alright, don't get kicked off YouTube. Thank you very much.
To be fair,
Fascinating.
the first answer when I went to the right leadership was like, I think we should make a TV show about our characters that is the highest budget ever spent on an animated series. It's gonna be great. First answer was no, get out of the office.
That was like a, oh crap. Like, Christian has showed up with those like bold ideas and bold asks before, but this one was such a leap.
I bet.
From sort of music video to like full animated show. It's so unbelievably daunting. And in the back of my mind, I'm just going, how am I gonna talk Christian out of this? Like, how am I gonna help him realize that like we're jumping the shark here?
And then I came back, okay, give me like $2,000. They're like, okay, fine. And so we just started, doing some concept. Concept
cool!
art.
Is that how it started? That's amazing.
This looks really cool, right? Yeah, this looks pretty cool.
I thought it was
Love
a great
that
idea.
design of James.
But I also knew how difficult it was to pull something like this off. We have something called the video game curse, which is very few games
Mentioned it just now.
adapted into film and television well.
There have been a few now.
Really true that I think
Back in the day,
everybody can relate
not
to
so
is
much.
A lot of great creative ideas, they're fragile. They start off as a dream and an idea and a vision, and they haven't been fleshed out necessarily.
Okay, it was a little bit more. Now we can explore some 3D models and everything. Like $5,000. They're like,
Sometimes.
okay.
Sometimes they are, and you
I don't
still do
remember
bad.
getting any of this money.
Anyway, let's not to linger on this very unimportant.
You got $2,000.
All right,
Amazing.
this is our first behind the scenes in the writer's room.
Yeah,
Alex,
sometimes
what
movie
year is
adaptations
it?
are just bad, regardless of how good the source material is.
1922.
And while we were developing the story, we also started working with Fortiche on these little spikes, you know, of like, hey, what would it look like if Vi was just in her apartment in Piltover, and she's like venting about how Powder, her little sister, you know, is just always messing up. You know, it was just a test of like, hey, like, can we even do animation where acting feels good?
All of those are, oh my god!
Was run, Powder. Didn't we spend a bunch of time preparing you for this? You and I?
Whoa!
In the back of my mind, I was going, I kind of hope this loses steam because this is so unbelievably ambitious. Like, I don't know how in the world we're gonna pull this off.
Where can I see more of that? Yes.
That's when I said, okay.
Wow!
Give me like, I think it was like 65 grand or so.
That's a bit of a step up. That was so cool! I want to see more of that Vi. So different. I mean, imagine young Vi speaking to Powder like naturally. Got the gloves though.
And there was this fight scene, it was sort of this animation test with Jace and Vi.
Ah! What? Okay. I need to see
so
this.
Sick, just in terms of how
That's
the characters
Jace?
were expressed and how they came to life.
Wow, okay. That outfit.
Like all those little incremental tests.
And this
were
the
all
enforcer
clear.
color
Like,
back
yeah,
then maybe.
We need more of this.
If I even was an enforcer back then, I have no idea. I mean, Jason's an enforcer, isn't it? But the Piltover colours, there we go. I presume this is a friendly
And that was
fight?
the time when I think they realized
Oh, it's not a friendly fight!
that I'm probably serious about this project. I said to them,
Oh, yes.
Well, I mean, you have concept art now for the characters, for environments, you have
Oh my
3D
God.
models, you have animation test, you have...
Oh, the
your
boats
at the
don't.
Pilot. I was like, are we gonna do this or not?
So we actually did see Jace versus fight then. It isn't just like in Arcane where
I sort of think about it as like
Jace is out of there.
oftentimes not knowing
cool.
what we're getting into was an advantage, because I think if we did know, we would have said, "There's no way."
In the animation test, it was beautiful, right? But it was just a small
Art.
snippet of what the full series would be, and there were so many questions about like, well, what is the full story?
To me, the stakes are really high because we want to be respectful of players' time and trust. I'd for sure
Oh, that
try
Caitlyn outfit
not
is
to do a
amazing!
show than releasing something
Sorry.
that's just okay.
I'm just shouting, sorry guys.
I don't know if anyone among Riot's leadership necessarily thought that we would definitely be able to do it.
Jace? Oh,
but I
wow.
think they all understood that we just had to.
Mel!
You know, I mean, like this was a bet. It was a risky
Where's
bet.
Victor?
You just kind of have to, at some point, make that bet. You know, otherwise, it's only gonna be ever a theory.
Fortiche was 5 people.
Big risk.
So we had to build a studio of now 200, 250, 300 people, which is like, how do you build an animation studio? You know, we're a game company. How do you do that?
At that
Fair
point,
point.
Fortiche produced 2, 3, 4-minute music videos.
Le pari pour Christian et Riot, c'était est-ce qu'on était capable de sortir
Did they do all of them?
5 heures, 6 heures de film. Et non plus, on ne savait pas.
When I met Christian, I remember him talking about the character arcs and what's gonna happen in that episode, and you know, I've already that in mind, and it's gonna be like so emotional.
Oh yes.
And I was like, dude, you're crazy. We haven't even started the first minute of the show. I don't think he was realizing what he was getting into.
Very possible.
I think he was a fool. But the excitement he
Amazing.
had when he was talking about the show
Passionate
made the
though.
difference to me.
Yeah, exactly.
Even when
Oh,
there are
cool.
a lot of
Singe?
question marks and obvious concerns, and on paper it's not supposed to work because you know
So
the
cool.
experience isn't there and the resume isn't there. Like that's when you that's
Warp
precisely
cycles.
when it's worth jumping into the deep end of the pool and learning how to swim.
Il y avait plus de peur pendant le test que,
Bah ouais.
que finalement quand on a commencé à faire le pilote. C'est là où on a pu mettre tout ce qu'on avait
There's
un peu
Victor.
en nous, toutes nos références, où il y a eu ce côté, ouais, enfin
Amazing.
le côté geek, grâce à Christian et Riot, quand on a vu qui nous laissait les clés.
Thugs from behind. Oh, I need to see more of this, guys. Have they uploaded just this raw footage and everything? I'd love to. The Vi and Jace thing we need to check out, and also the Vi telling Powder off was amazing. Ah, so good, guys. And the thing is, I've watched it countless times, guys, and I'm still noticing new things. Like Jace is wearing his mother's gloves in the snowy scene. I was watching Reactor, and it was her first time watching it, and she noticed that. I'd never noticed that before, but Jace had like these great big gloves on, which clearly weren't his size. Amazing. The amount of detail in it is just astonishing, guys. You know, which again I can kind of understand. It's only going to be 2 seasons. Oh wow. Oh, wow. Oh, Silco! Gonna go through the different designs of him?
Basically, we had the pilot, you know, wrapped up more or less. And now was the time to start working on the rest of the first season.
I know that some people have a theory who Silco may be, guys. I don't know how realistic, how likely it's going to be.
For the first season, I mean,
Could
filled
be.
with moments. You know,
So I think he's
lots
dead,
of
quite
lots of
frankly.
exploration, different locations, different characters, and we were already feeling the pressure of the sort of pipeline rolling.
These episodes take a tremendous amount of time
even
to
is that?
animate, and once the episode is in various stages of animation, changes are possible, but any change is tremendously disruptive in terms of the amount of time and resources it takes to sort of, so you're kind of locked in.
I've worked in video games, guys. It's the same there as well, if not
There
worse.
was a meeting on my calendar, and I went to Brian's office, and there was like a bunch of people in there.
He basically he called me and told me like, hey, I just talked to Brandon and like everyone.
It was basically like an intervention meeting.
Oh no!
And by the way, everything, even in
Nice
game,
reference.
If we're like on the cusp of launching and we think it's not right, like we'll stop, we'll hold, we'll pivot, we'll cancel.
Perhaps it's time I cut my losses.
Wow!
I mean, I think with everything creatively, you know, you're always kind of waiting for that hammer to fall. We wanted to make sure the story that players got lived up to their expectations. If we couldn't do that, then we shouldn't do that.
Yeah.
The consensus was, you don't have the story yet, and it's not going to work, you know?
I know what you're doing. I know what you're doing. Documentary. I knew it! I knew that was the end, guys, because it was setting up a cliffhanger. Now we know it works out alright. But they had to end the cliffhanger, that was amazing. Oh no, we're not going to be able to do this show. Amazing. I'm sure it did happen to some extent, but that was definitely a bait for the next episode. Ah, it's amazing! Okay. Some other footage in this was... My number one is I want to see the Vi scolding Powder stuff. I think it's very interesting that Powder wasn't in that scene, because it literally was just a concept of Vi getting angry at Powder, which I went to say, guys, and this is the case. Obviously, it doesn't hold out completely, but Vi really doesn't scold Powder. Like apart from when Vi is pushed to arcade animation test. Is that what it was called? So it was actually for Arcane? Okay, I obviously misunderstood that. Yeah, apart from when in complete despair, Vi never does scold Powder. So obviously the idea of Vi scolding Powder obviously changed over the duration of production. And I presume that is why Milo came into creation. Who is this person who's constantly telling Powder that she can't do it. And Vi, it almost as... Oh, the thing is, I've been very harsh to Vi in the past, so I always am careful about how I word this stuff, guys. But Vi is almost as bad because she's someone who Powder... She is the person that Powder looks up to. And Vi is basically saying, yeah, you can do it, you can do it, you can do it. Even when Powder can't. And there are limitations to what you can do, guys, you know. again, watching different reactions to Arcane is so fascinating, guys, because you hear all these different takes on it, and I've heard people saying that, yeah, sure, Powder should just, you know, take a punch or two with the group to get to get used to it and everything, and like, you know, not listening, you know, not agreeing with Powder when she like says it's not fair. You're much bigger than I am and everything like that, which is a limitation which she has to deal with. The great thing with Jinx is that it's Powder being able to be useful by being herself, not by being Vi. And there is this whole thing of Milo and Vi, quite frankly, kind of expecting Powder to eventually be like Vi. It's never gonna happen. Yeah, that's just life, you know. But she can be the best Powder that she can be, and unfortunately, that best Powder, you know, because of circumstances, is Jinx. It's so interesting to me seeing pictures of Vi, guys, because with Jinx, sure, her outfit's changed a bit and everything, but it still looks like the same character. When I look at this Vi, it's so different to me, guys. And I think what it is, I think that video games have drastically changed over the last, like, say, probably 10 years, in fact, where like 10 years ago you still had, and I'm sure that you do still have new games coming out now where like the female characters would have like a bit of, you know, one bit of leather covering the, you know, the rude bits, just put it like that, and that's somehow meant to be this amazing armor and everything. I feel like when I see older pictures of Arcane characters, that often feels like it's the case of, like, back then they were these characters who were very almost generic in their designs, whereas now they've been fleshed out a lot more. And so we could go back and see the get jinxed Jinx really looking like a tank girl, Harley Quinn, crazy girl with barely anything on. I'm not saying that she's wearing massive armor in Arcane, but her design has been, it's for want of a better term, matured in a way. It's like, you know, it's a more realistic and, in my opinion, cooler look. In my opinion, guys, I'm sure I might be in the minority of that. This Jace is not what I envisaged Jace being at all, and presumably this is what he, unless this is actually the first early designs of a young Vi. I think it probably is. But this Jace is not what I ever imagined Jace to look like. That outfit, certainly not. I remember, like, when I first watched Arcane, I don't know where I saw it, but I saw, like, an image of Jace, and he basically looked like he does in Arcane, where he's like holding up one of the Hextech orbs. They're going like that. But this here is so different than I thought Jace would be. I mean, quite frankly, guys, Jace here, maybe this is who he is. So I was going to say, I can't remember. I'm sorry. I need to refresh myself with all the names. I really do, guys. So I'm not going to be able to rattle off the different names. But Noxus has a main hero that looks like this guy. The other ones, the people who don't trust magic. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. The guy who's at the start of with Lux. He's at the start of Warriors, the cinematic. Demacian? I feel like that's right. Okay, I'm sorry if that's something else, but like Demacia has this guy, you know? So maybe that's who Jace is meant to be. He's meant to be the Piltover version of those characters? And if that's the case, guys, that is mind-boggling to me, because I've never seen Jace like that. Like this. I guess because in Arcane he's so childish is not the right word, but he has such hope and ideals that it makes him feel childish in a sense, you know. I love that about him, guys. I love it about him. Oh god, guys, is Jace the alternative of the Noxus guy who you know, is in the cinematics and everything, and the Demacian guy? You know the ones I'm talking about. Lux's brother, him. The Noxus guy, who's basically not Noxus version of them, I'm sure... No disrespect, guys. I'm sure there is a lot more to each of their characters. But from the outside, I think, okay, so he's the Noxus version of that character. He's the Martian version of that character. Is Jace meant to be the Piltover version of that character? The sort of like stoic, young, strong man. Brave warrior with like a battle axe or warhammer. Or sword. That just ain't what I see Jason's being in the slightest bit, guys, because of Arcane. That's fascinating. Oh, guys, okay, so I don't want to waffle on too much, guys, because I don't want to bore you too much. I saying about here, is this potentially the video game Jinx's voice actor singing this song? Maybe? Oh, yeah, we saw... Oh, this guy looks like... Damn it, my brain's gone blank. We saw a little bit of it was Jinx and Vi in game, and Jinx was saying about, you know, always wanting to cry or something like that. You guys have said, oh god, that shot. You guys have said that some of you guys have said that you wouldn't mind me checking out voice lines for different characters, guys. I think if we were going to do that, I think controversially, we wouldn't start off with Jinx. I think we'd actually start off with... I think we might actually start off with Kindra. Because you guys have said that that is a great set of voice lines. And I feel like it would be cool to do such a high-level character. Because I believe that you guys were saying... I think I said in my reaction to Still Here, how Kindra must be one of the ultimate heroes. Champions, I'll say heroes. Ultimate champions in League of Legends. Like, most powerful. I don't know gameplay-wise, I have no idea. But I don't know how much that bounces, you know. I'd imagine that a Jinx could take on a Kindra. Right? Maybe? I don't know. But I think it might be cool to check out something quite so high level and then go into the characters that I know. And also, when it comes to the voice lines, guys, I am very wary of little hints towards what might happen in Arcane Season 2. Which I know is ridiculous, guys, because obviously if there are hints and everything like that, you guys will know that if you're a League of Legends fan. The one thing which I always say is that imagine if, say, Vi in League of Legends has one arm. And obviously in Arcane, she still has two arms. I don't want to know about her losing an arm until it happens in Arcane, you know? So it's very difficult. It's very difficult to avoid spoilers, you know? But there were several things here that I would love to check out. Seriously. I mean, the Arcane... There we go. The test footage. That looked fascinating to me. Again, this is what I'm talking about. So different than what I'd see Vi as being. But that looks like Vi. I mean, because it is Vi. Jeez, look at the size of those gloves. Jeez. I mean, the more I see footage of League, guys, it does really intrigue me. But, you know, maybe we can, like, get up, like, a private server and do it over a stream or something like that. That might be quite cool. Either way, guys, love every single one of you. I need to keep these videos nice and short. On to the next part, guys. We've got 7 parts of this, and so I'll hope to get these out as regularly as I can. But this was a treat. And I love the little cliffhanger at the end saying, oh no, we may not be able to do it. Alright, come on. I know, I get it, guys. They're trying to write a narrative around the documentary episodes, but that was it's right at the end. It's like saying, we're going to have to cancel our project. Roll credits. Amazing. And again, I'm sure it actually did happen, but... Yeah, you need to make these documentaries exciting, don't you? Please imagine at the end of each episode, it's like, oh no, and then we found out we couldn't do it. Right, sorry. Please comment, subscribe, all that goes up. I'm VEGGIEKNIGHTS, and I'll see you next time.